Welcome to the Wellness for Women show, where we talk about life, weight loss and everything in between. I'm Faye Caseman, founder of the AAA Way Life and Weight Loss Programme, and I'm here to help you put together the pieces of life and weight loss for one last time. This is an episode of the Wellness for Women show, filmed live in the free Facebook group. Okay, hello, and welcome to tonight's episode of the Wellness for Women show. And it is episode number 40, I think. I keep miscounting because in one place it seems to suggest I've got about 40, and then in another place it was about 33. So I keep getting myself a little bit confused. But I'm going with 40. It's a nice round number. And certainly if I haven't got 40 right now, then I will soon have 40. But there's definitely a minimum of 33, if not more. And if you want bonus content, actually, check out the link for the group and sign up for the newsletter, because if you sign up for the newsletter, so in return for your email address, you will get a bonus training with regards to the Wheel of Life, motivation and momentum. So definitely check out the links on the little thingy bobbity boo here, and sign up for the newsletter, and you'll get access to those trainings that are not currently in the they're not currently in here. They were ones that I did for Christmas last year. Okay, so today's topic is handling setbacks on the road to weight loss success. So ladies, tell me in the chat, how many times have you said something like, it was all going so well, or I don't know what happened, it just kind of stopped working, or what am I doing wrong? How many times a day do you even question yourself, whether it be weight loss or something else? What am I doing wrong? So let me know in the chat, if these kind of things come up for you, or maybe it's something else. Let me know, because again, I'm interested to know what actually goes on in your life and your weight loss. So use the group, leave posts, add comments on questions and all these kind of things, because this is how I will build better content for you. But yeah, we all know the lows. Anybody who's been on a weight loss journey will know the lows of weight loss. We'll also know the highs as well, when we've lost weight and shown up for ourselves and everything like that. But they can feel like at times a lot of lows. But wouldn't it be great if you were done with all of the weight loss drama already, done with feeling and suffering through each setback on your journey? You might even feel like giving up altogether at times, but don't give up, okay? Please don't give up. It's the journey that actually makes you unstoppable, and that's what I'm going to cover more on in today's episode, and I'm going to talk about why. So for those who don't know me, albeit that I know the people watching me do know me very, very well, quick intro from me, for any of the new members that are watching, is I'm Faye Caseman. I'm a certified life coach helping women find the balance in life and weight loss. And so if you are struggling to put together the pieces, just give me a shout, check out the links, and we can see whether we're going to be a good fit. But I'll just readjust this around here a minute. There we go. Okay, managed to put something in the wrong place. Never mind. So let's dive in. Okay, so handling setbacks on the road to weight loss success. So I say, anybody who has ever tried to lose weight knows that it's not easy at times. It can feel damn right hard work sometimes. But for many, the hardest part is dealing with the setbacks. So what do I mean by a setback? So, well, for me, basically anything that's throwing you off your weight loss program, whether that is anything that's making it harder for you to reach your goals. And that might include struggling to find time for a workout, gaining a few pounds back after making some progress, or feeling a bit shitty due to the old hormones, whatever it is that's coming up for you in life or weight loss, really. But setbacks are bound to happen from time to time, but it's how you deal with them that is going to make or break your success. So if you let them get you down and discourage you from continuing on your journey, then this is where the quitting is going to start to happen. And if you let that take root, this is what's then going to risk your weight loss journey altogether. But what if you can work on believing that setbacks are simply a normal part of the process, something that you will inevitably encounter along the way, but that they're okay and that they won't hold you back for long? Or what if, in fact, you could actually believe that you need them, that maybe they help you to become stronger and more determined than ever? How would that feel instead? So, the journey. Think about it for a second. Why do we call weight loss a journey? A journey could be defined as an eventful or exciting experience. It could also be a long trip or a voyage of exploration. So let's break that particular definition down. So an eventful or exciting experience, well, it certainly can be that. A lot can happen in life and weight loss whilst you're working on yourself. Whether you make it exciting or not, though, is going to come down to your own thoughts and whether the method you choose is in alignment with you or your life and your life. So, or a long trip, a voyage of exploration. Voyage, I like that word. This is definitely something I can get on board with, pun totally intended. Weight loss is definitely not an overnight success, and there is no right or wrong way to do it. There are countless twists and turns along the way, and it can feel tough as you navigate them. But it's in those twists and turns that you make and in the perseverance that you can find that you become genuinely unstoppable. But the key is learning how to persevere even when it feels like ass. And the key is to then find more joy in those twists and turns, to embrace the fact it is a journey, that you have things to learn, and that exploration is what I say makes you unstoppable. So what would life be like for you if you became unstoppable? So let me know in the chat, what would life be like for you if you became unstoppable? What if your weight loss journey could give you such self-belief and confidence that you feel like you could take on the world? Now, it may sound unlikely now, but it's what happened to me. Okay, maybe I can't literally take on the world, but it certainly means the world to me. I had tried so many diets, it felt like every possible weight loss method, and nothing worked long term for me. I was lost and I was directionless, and I just, had many times where I felt like I'd failed at life. And I wished that life would be different, that I was clear in my direction, that I was happy, and that I was confident in myself. But that life didn't really start to happen until I stepped into acceptance. I stopped fighting with reality and started to work with it. And in doing so, I started to feel in control of my own life and my own journey. So really, it was only when I embraced the journey that these things started to change for me. And when I stopped focusing on the end goal and started to enjoy the process instead. And that's why setbacks don't have to hold us back. We simply learn how to dust ourselves off, learn from our mistakes, and continue moving forward. The key is to stay focused on your process and to keep your future self in mind. So let's talk a little bit about the process. So process is queen. Process is where the action happens. Action is what builds momentum. Momentum is what builds motivation. And in the AAA way, it's about finding a process that works for you, a process that fits your life, that you can do with ease. It's why we work on finding the balance in life and weight loss so that you can navigate those twists and turns by learning simple tools and techniques that can change how you show up for yourself in your life, your weight loss, and just generally for yourself. So what's focusing on the process and acceptance really mean? Well, it means focusing on the steps that you're taking, on what you can control and not worrying about the things that you can't. It means breaking down your goals into smaller, manageable tasks that you can actually do by setting realistic expectations for yourself. It means finding a way to stay focused on the journey and being accountable. And when you focus on the process and you're able to take these things one little step at a time, it's where you start to enjoy the journey along the way more. And that's ultimately what's going to help you to achieve your goals in the end, which is why it's so important, in my book anyway, that you choose a process that you enjoy and that you can do and that you can sustain, because there's no point going hell for leather in a diet that you absolutely detest. I'm going to just pull out the cabbage soup diet. It's just randomly popped into my head. It's not sustainable. And therefore, you're not going to want to stick at it. You're not going to enjoy it. And therefore, you're not going to stick at it because you're not enjoying it. So it's all about this journey of self-discovery, really, so that you can figure things out along the way and enjoy it. And it was quite interesting, really, what came up for me with regards to process today. I'm freestyling a bit now, in the sense that I've been to this college open night this evening for my daughter, and they were talking as well about process and the importance of learning from mistakes and failing forward is what I call it, learning from failing forward, and that there's no shame in that. And it's an important part of the journey, and it's what sets what sets us up for success is that learning. And so again, the process is just where you learn on a day-to-day basis that little bit more about yourself, a little bit more about your weight loss journey. And the more that you know thyself, the more again you become genuinely unstoppable. So, talking all about the self, let's talk a little bit about stepping into one's future self. So when my members start, the first module that they work on is initial awareness. You have to know where you are now and where you want to be, and then you can figure out the process, that journey in between. So how do we do this, though, without setting a weight loss goal? So, without setting an arbitrary number to lose. It's helpful to still have a rough idea, but it's really not the predominant focus. What we focus on more is the future self. So the future self is the woman who you want to be. Who do you want to become and why? Who will you be at the end of that journey? And I can help you get really clear on that, and your whys as well. Because those are what really are the tangible items that you can actually see, grab hold of and work on. And why do we work on those? Because when you're feeling discouraged, when you feel like hope is lost, she is actually the person that you can turn to. Your future self is you at the end of the journey, and she's strong and she's determined and she knows exactly what she wants. But the thing is that she actually lives inside you right now. She lives there already. You just have to learn how to tap into her. So I tap into my future self all the time. She's like my best friend, my guardian angel, and my biggest cheerleader all in one. So if you think about you now, and you think about, well, what would you have now today, of all the things that you've learned over the years, just think how much you could tell your younger self, all the do's and the don'ts, and all the things that you're going to learn, all the experiences that you're going to have. You are the future self of how you were 10, 15, 20, whatever years ago, and you just think how much you could tell your younger self. And so it doesn't really take imagination. It can feel like it's an exercise in imagination, but it's not. It's really about getting really clear on your desires and who you want to be and where you want to be and what you want to be and what you want to be doing. And really getting clear about how different your life will be at the end of the journey. And then you start to say to yourself, well, if I was there in that period of time, whenever that is, whenever I achieve and wherever I've become that person, what would that person say to me? So again, you just retrospectively, or in advance, should I say, trying to think, well, if I was that person now, what would I be saying to myself? So if I'm having a bad day, then I might say to myself something about, like, or let's say that I'm thinking, I can't do such and such. And I say, well, what would my future self say? Well, she would say, well, of course you can. You know that you can. You've got all of these experiences. So it's almost like giving yourself a little bit of coaching with your future self. But the great news is you don't need a time machine to do it. In fact, you can actually grab a free resource today that is all about how you can access your future self. All you need to do is just leave me a hashtag future, and I will send that over to you, or I might even pop a link in the chat or the description of the podcast when I line it up. We will see. If it's not there, leave me a hashtag free future. There we go. Okay, right, that is it, folks. We have covered the importance of accepting setbacks and understanding they are part of the process. We talked about how you can become unstoppable. I've talked about the importance of staying focused on the process of weight loss and embracing your journey rather than focusing on the end goal. So let me know what that sparks for you. And I will love you and leave you for this week. And I'll see you next week. Thanks for listening. And don't forget, if you want to boost your life and weight loss the AAA way, check out the relevant links for today's show in the description. Speak soon.